Historic, no joke, historic discoveries. We found so much so far. Let me just run down beginning to end. Let's just like tie it up in a nice little box before we proceed. What have I discovered? Okay, those flashing, flickering, colorful orbs people are seeing all over the skies, all over the world right now, are packed full of information. Every color within those flickers is a color channel. It is a frequency within that color. Those frequencies are packed full of code. We're talking Morse code, binary code, basic math stuff. Within that and within the glow, the actual glow itself, we've got all sorts of things. We've got images, sacred geometry, vocal mantra chants that we understand, cross-referencing with Sumerian understanding. Using their verbiage, we're able to understand the phonetic tones that our bodies make when we say these words or sounds. And that is what lines us up with the orb's frequency. Us saying the mantra, the words, the tones, listening to the frequency, and visually seeing the glyphs and understanding them. When I'm talking about glyphs, I'm talking about glyphs that I can't find anywhere in history. Glyphs that are sacred geometry, like perfect, mathematically perfect, even some that have frequencies, somatic patterns in the background of the glyph. Like, this isn't something I could have just drawn and faked. Like, it's impossible. It's impossible. So that's our new understanding of the orb. So I'm just going to quickly run down what we found using this method. The first one I did was a still image of an orb video I had. I took a still image and I started with that. I found a mantra, Em En Enet, and I found an image that is scarily like the Bucosphere in its formation. The similarity of the image I found within the orb to the Bucosphere and to IBM's quantum AI chip that they're calling North Pole. And this isn't a finished chip. It is a chip they're working on, an AI quantum chip that is supposed to work like the human brain. And this is a brain image. It's just very interesting. The Em En Enet mantra is used to connect with that specific goddess, whether it's a goddess, enlightened being, an alien, whatever these beings are reaching out via orb that have contacted humans before at multiple times in history. Go back and see that for detail. But remember Annette, because this symbology, this circle within a circle that she's often represented with, and these other ones too, they come back over and over during this. So just remember her. So after that still image and everything we found, I went for the video, the actual video that still came from. You can go back and see all the details. I show my work, but we're just going to go through this quick. These are the image glyphs I found within the video, and this is the mantra. It's a two-part, quite long mantra. Pause to read here if you want to see what exactly the mantra was a call for. I'll explain though. And I found that taking all of the frequencies, as there's many layers, and layering them back together, creating a transformer version of the frequency of that orb, because we're matching with it, so all of the frequencies are involved. Then using these three pieces together is exactly what the Sumerians did. These had three pieces like this to contact the cosmos. And the call that the explanation for what this mantra was to do is to open contact between individual human beings and the beings reaching out via orb. Truly exciting thing to find. Okay, so after many tests, I had followers doing it. I was being tagged in videos like crazy. I still am, of people using the open contact mantra and receiving an orb in response. Sometimes immediately, sometimes moments after. I myself was doing a lot of testing using it as a mental meditation. I did a video about my experience with that, so go back to see that. But one day I took it out on a special star alignment day. That's the first test. You can go down and watch the video with first test. It was my first field test outside, staring up at the stars, doing the whole thing. And I saw a flickery, unbelievable looking guy, so I took a video of it while I was still reciting. And while I was still reciting, that orb took on the circle within a circle Enet shape. So there's the first reoccurrence directly. Like, as I finished reciting, I continued recording. The orb went back into its regular flickering, colorful shape. I have that here. I'll just show it for a sec. I didn't see all this until I zoomed in really close later when I came inside. So one specific follower, I'm going to tag him here, already had an amazing connection with these orbs. And so him using that open contact mantra, it seems to have solidified and super powered, super activated what he was already experiencing. So I took the first orb response. So he did the full mantra, the whole triad, received this orb, and I broke it down and it said this. A straight up, you did it, activated, keep going. And then when I decoded my response orb, I received a phase 2 to the open contact. So that is this little prep, and this one I'm calling the transmission mantra. I've put up how-tos of all three, the open contact, the new prep, and the new transmission mantra. All of those you can find with me pronouncing them along with you. Your vocal vibration, the visual that you're seeing, and the tones you are hearing, that is the triad system of the Sumerian contact the cosmos. And these orbs carry all of those three pieces needed. Now that I've recapped, the next videos coming up are going to be the explanation of my response orb phase 2 to opening contact, the prep, and the transmission mantra. Now, my best advice is to use the open contact first. It's creating that open ability, okay? And this next one is creating a trust, a back and forth that can happen. Now, you can be using these mantras in a meditation state, eyes closed, focusing on the darkness of the back of your closed eyeballs, or you can be outside looking up at the stars, and so many people have gotten response orbs from that first one, and even from the second, but that one's still in testing phase. So much more to come. Make sure you're following. This is groundbreaking. We're gonna level up this planet. It's happening. We're not stuck with this. It's happening. We can do it. We can